All right. Yes. Welcome to the show today. Thank you for joining me, everybody. We have a special guest with us. It is Pierre the Acid Clown. Yeah. Let's get a like for him. Clap. Woohoo. All right. Share the stream and give us a like out here. All right. So, first off, I would like to start the show off with a video featuring our artist guest today. And here we go. Bam.
The circus people plan part of the fun.
Yeah!
Smooth there, Tim. Very smooth.
Yeah! That's what we're talking about. Yeah!
Yeah,
Give it up.
yeah.
All right.
That video was
Yes.
so much fun to make. It really
Yeah.
was.
Well, everybody, thank you for joining us today. We have Pierre the Acid Clown in the house to tell us about how he does what he does, playing the sounds that he makes live from his rig today for you, everybody. For you. Share this out. Get the stream out. Shit the
Do
live.
exactly what Tim says. Do exactly what Tim says. Smash that like button, share the stream, please. How's it going, everybody? I am Pierrot the Acid Clown. You are in the Dark Circus Studios. This is the beast that never sleeps behind me. And this is Hybrid 23 over here. I believe that Tim has set it up so that you can actually hear me as well. So we should hopefully be able to play some music for you this evening as well. I don't know if you can hear me at this point. I've not checked that part. So, how is it going out there in the land of YouTube? I am Pierrot the Acid Clown, and I am here to show you how I do what I do. So, please come forth with the questions. What would you like to know? Mostly, I just kind of sit on my bed and masturbate.
Hey, you know, we are a little bit of a wanker. Well, thank you very much for taking the time today. And where would you like to start with your kit? Would you like to start with the new experimental beast that you have recently just wired up and have done some work, I'm pretty sure, with?
Yeah, I've written about 5 tracks with this. The whole reason that the new system came about is because the beast was just getting too big. She was 2 Jasper stands full, and it was just getting way too much for me. So I just decided to split them down. Beast that Never Sleeps got to Incarnation 22, and this is what you see behind me here. That is the Beast that Never Sleeps Incarnation 22. And yeah, so this is what I use for that. And then I split her off using the System 1M, the System 1M and the TD3. Stuck it up with a Mac. And yeah, this is what she sounds like. And a Hydrosynth, of course. Check this out. Chaos pads that actually do it when you need it to do it, not like randomly. Oh, actually, I've not set that up right. Hold on 2 minutes.
That's pretty cool. I like how that changes up the kick like that with that.
There we go. There we go. So, Hybrid 23 has a Mac at the heart of it. She's running drums and samples and loops and bits and pieces. She's also spitting out MIDI to all of the rest of the things. I'm not even using the sequencer on the TD3 at the moment. I am sending all MIDI notes. Just set up the next 3, patch 2. So yeah, that's Hybrid 23. That's the new rig. And yeah, if you want to fire some questions at me from the new rig, that'd be awesome.
That is great. That is awesome. Yeah, no, I love how you got control of the kick right there, set up with that first assignable knob.
Yeah, literally, it's just a beat repeat from stock Ableton. It's
Okay.
the beat repeat in Ableton. I'm trying to get Stutter Edit put on there, but it's going to cost 170 quid at the moment. I'm kind of waiting until Black Friday comes and they drop the deal on that so I can pick it up cheap.
That's going to be nice. That's going to give you great control on there.
Yeah.
What else would you do to that to give variation out to that as you would draw out into a set? What else would you do? Just change sound sets? I mean
Yeah, yeah.
kits?
That's literally where I am at the moment. Is I've got like a basic pattern sort of there, and now I need to elaborate on it. It's actually got some other. System 1. Well, there should be. It's a bit temperamental because I'm not really that good with Ableton at the moment.
Fair enough. I don't blame you. You're a lot further into it with me than me right now. But I do have a Novation Impulse that I have used before and messed with Ableton on there, but I haven't touched it in a very long time, so it's kind of like real dusty to me right now.
To be fair, the two systems feel very, very different. The way I'd create on Hybrid 23 is very, very different to the way I'd create on the Beast. Like very, very different. They feel miles and miles apart. My dog wants to say hello.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
Check out
Miles?
his nuts are fucking huge. Look at the size of that. Jesus Christ.
You want to see Buster's? He goes, let me tell you, Buster can bust the balls. Anyway, yeah, he's barking now. He heard me calling for him. I don't know if the mic picked him up or not, but all right. So, okay, so this is an important part to what you do is the techno rumble, and that sounds the heart, the soul. It's where we all begin, right? So, like, I've after our discussion with you and stuff, I have been trying to do my own thing on the electrons here and apply the same concepts as well. So, I guess, for instance, one of the things is there's this kick right here. That's a pretty good level for you right there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And what I've done is I have the kicks laid out at, it's kind of off. It's 3, 7, 11, and 15. And it's just one measure just cycling around. But I have the length per, well, that's the wrong track. That's why. Yeah. So what I've done, it's an LFO. It's the level. I put with a slight fade towards the beginning of it at a multiplier of 16, kind of a fast speed. Used a square wave because square is always used with drums or I guess if you want more like a bass, like solid tone bass sound, you would want to use a square wave. But if you wanted to get more of the acid sound or of a different tone, like something else away from percussion, you would want to use a sine or a saw wave.
The Electribe ER is a sine wave machine. It's literally you start with a sine wave and it's a rhythm machine that you just create from a sine wave. I used to have one.
That's a great choice that I've made on there, and I felt like I got a pretty good rumble there, and then I went, but there we go. I guess I had them out of line. I had to start over because the master is the rhythm. I use the transport for all my start-stop messages, and that controls everything. But I am filtering out control changes and everything else but clock to the Yamaha. So that's like a whole separate little station on its own. So it's running at the same BPM as everything else, but I can sit here and just do whatever. This can be like a whole nother turntable in my mind type deal. So I got this over here, then I got this side over here, and that's all there is this little art. But I like what you've done there, and I'm sitting here looking at, man, all that gear. Oh, my wife's not going to be very happy about that, you know?
Yeah, but you can only have this level of gear if you have no life for about 10 years, your granddad dies, leaves you some money, and you do nothing but spend it on kit. Literally, that's how I got to where I am, you know?
That's what we're going to have to do, kiddies.
Don't have kids, get an inheritance from your granddad, and don't spend anything on anything other than kit. Literally, I've got underpants that are like 30 years old, you know, but I'll buy kit.
That's a Lamborghini in my terms. You have a Lamborghini there, sir. It is amazing. The KP3s. I'm been considering on getting another KP3 for this bottom row, and actually maybe having a total of three of them.
Yeah. Shocker, right?
I'm really considering because now I can sit here and layer
Yep.
the effects off of there, and I can have one dedicated more into one area on something, and I don't have to be but I can have all these presets across, so then I can, as I go along through all my patches and my banks, is keeping them all 1, 2, 3 in
Yep.
order now
That's
instead of
ex-
bouncing
that's ex-
all over the freaking
That's
place.
exactly how the beast runs. The patch 1 on everything is track 1, you know, so that you don't get confused and you know exactly where you are, and all you got to do is change it one notch up instead of going looking for patches. You know, it's so much easier to do. Patch 1 is track 1, patch 2 is track 2. It's so much easier.
And name this project CF7. That's exactly what I did for it. So, and that's my end goal. I don't, even if I don't play, I'm gonna act like I am. I'm gonna be prepared. That's what I'm gonna do. So, just in case, you never know. I might need more time. If I do good on the first part, get another portion of it that I've finished out. So see how much I can get done on here. I don't even know how long that's gonna take me, but once I go into song mode, it's gonna open up my eyes to some other patterns that I'm gonna want to go to. And
yeah, absolutely.
And then
I don't use song mode. Everybody, like the 707, when it came out, people are like, why has it not got a song mode? I'm like, why are you using song mode? That just seems crazy, you know? Like you said, you've got a 1-bar loop that is just looping and you'll play with that. Well, on the Electribes, it's an 8-bar. And literally that's my pattern, and it's up to me to make it interesting. Whereas on Hybrid 32, I can program that interesting into it. So like I say, it's two very, very different forms of doing things. This one feels very much more live, whereas this one feels very much more precise.
Right, and now I'm looking at it over here. So now this looks right because it's now 1, 5, 9, and 13. That's where your downbeat starts for each kick for standard 4 on the floor. Yep, boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
And yeah, but even with that right there, I would simply just add a conditional trig. Let's see if I wanted to have an extra hit, I can use it as a fill, or I can have it come in as a condition where I can trigger it off of this button anytime I choose, as I feel it or see it as it dictates to me. I like that control of that ability on there as well. Yeah. But it becomes easy to get lost in a count if I'm not following. But that's really crazy is your body wants to automatically hit that perfectly, and it'll let you know if it's off. It's just like the perfect little clock. It's built into all of us, and that's what just gotta listen to and follow along. And I like and if I like how the 404 will give me a little count at 8 bars. I can set little loops on there, and I can cheat with that on the front too. That's where I'm at the moment, and I do appreciate. I mean, you guys have pushed me to sound better, to do better. Everybody that's out there.
You've got some great kit there. The Electron kit is absolutely amazing. And like you say, the trig parameters and the stuff you can do on one step is just absolutely insane. I had the A4 for a little bit, Analog 4 for a little bit, but I didn't get on with her programming methods because she was too close to Ableton. And it's like, well, if I'm gonna program that much, I'm gonna program into every step the changes, and I might just as well go to Ableton, which is completely the opposite of what I want to do here. I want to be able to do that all live, like tweak it as it goes along live, rather than program it in, because that's where the fun is for me in it.
Okay. That does, yes, I can totally understand. I see that completely on there now. Yeah, right. Is there anybody out there in the chat have any questions for our guest today? Let me say hi to everybody out here. I'm just swapping over to the chats real quick. Let me go ahead and run through here. Hi, Mr. Wiggly. Thank you for showing up. Electronic Sounds. Glad to have you here today. Thank you, Eric. Septic Smile. Thank you for the love, everybody. Inky, thank you for showing up today. Love it, everybody. Love all the comments. Thank you. Jen S in the house. Colin Rogers. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Tollington.
Right. Tollington. Oh, there. Yep. There we go. All right. So, how is everything mixed together on the repetition and variation on the Ableton rig, Pierrot the Acid This is a question from Mr. Wiggly.
Oh God, was that a question? Let me just have a quick read of that.
How is everything mixed together on the Ableton?
On the Ableton rig. Okay, so it's mostly on the MX1. The Hydrasynth, the TD3, the System 1, and the System 1M have got their own dedicated channels on the MX1. And, you probably weren't hearing the kicks. Oh, no, you were. And then the kicks come through the PC channel. Warren set up my template, and there's a few adjustments I need to make within the template. Ideally, I want to get some of the single tracks from Ableton on the USB tracks on the MX1. Because you can set that up there so that I've got more control over everything from the MX1 faders. So that's how all of everything is routed. I've got drums, percussion, FX, and vocals coming through Ableton. And then the Hydra, the TD, and the both System 1s coming through the MX1 separately. But like I say, I do want to split the channels that I've got there onto the USB so that I've got a little bit more control over them, or just so that they're all in one place, because at the moment I'm using the faders here for the drums and the percussion, and then faders up here for the synths and stuff. So it's a little bit confusing at the moment, but I've just got to tweak what Warren did to my template to make that happen.
What do you use for a mute? I mean, how the mute buttons feel on there? I guess the buttons above that could be used as a mute for that.
You could. At the moment, these are stop clips, and they're hardwired to be stop clips. I did try and put them over here, but for mutes, I'll just pull the fader down. At the moment, once I can get it, once I can get them all separated up here, then I'll use the mutes up here and just use this as a clip. And then maybe what I'll do is map up the faders to FX in Ableton. This one, they all run in order, so there's 8 channels. Each of them have got 8, and then the knobs here are on send and returns in Ableton. And I've got a reverb and 2 delays on it. Might even be able to. And a fader as well, a filter as well. I mostly use stock clips as mutes for Ableton, and mutes up here. Again, at the moment, I'm just using stock clip as mutes, really.
That is cool. That is awesome. Wow, mind blowing. The way you have that set up, and you're just using those simple tools, and you're just keeping it like that pretty much all the time for your set, or do you change it up? What you listed on there? No, maybe.
Again, because Warren's only just set the template up, and his system is wired up a little bit different to mine, it's going to take me a little while to tweak it, perfectly tweak it, so that I've got everything sending where I want it to. I've been a bit lazy. I should have already put the drums and the percussion and the vocals up here. It's really, really easy to do. You just set the ins and outs in Ableton, and it comes out of there, out of the MX1. The MX1 is a godsend. It really is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so great, fantastic. And then, so what do you think of some of the new gear you have there? The Hydrasynth, right?
I mean, I could sit on the end of my bed and masturbate for 5 minutes now. The Hydrasynth is possibly one of the best synths I have ever played on. The only thing that it comes close to, I played on the Waldorf Quantum at Superbooth a couple of years back, and that to me is the closest thing that it sounds like. The Hydrasynth is just absolutely amazing. Let me just
interesting.
wait.
That was a little loud. We're going to turn the volume up. Yeah, she's that's a yes. She's got some juice. I like it.
Oh, she's just
Transformers.
And she's just laid out so well. I mean, these noises are otherworldly.
Can't wait to see what you do with some of this stuff.
Tell me about it. I can't wait to see what I do with some of this stuff as well. But yeah, the Hydrosynth, without a doubt, is possibly the best purchase I've ever made in my life. She's going to completely revolutionize the way that I make tunes, because all the other synths that I've got are kind of mid-price range, and you can tell they're mid-price range. You know, you're only going to get a certain amount of sounds out of them, whereas the Hydrosynth just literally just, oh my god, the sounds that come out of it are amazing. They really, really are.
That is a fabulous addition to the setup there you have, and
Oh,
I'm loving it. I can't. I'm sure everybody else agrees with me. They're all can't wait to see what else you do with the rest of the kit there, with Ableton as this main heart for that side over there. Are you possibly going to do the same to the other side and have Ableton control that side too as well? No,
no,
you're
not
going
at
to
all.
keep it all the original
Yeah,
way you've been
yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
Awesome.
To be fair, the Beast is a techno machine. She'll pump out techno all day long, every day. Like, she'll not a problem. But like one of my musical heroes are the Crystal Method. I don't know if you know the Crystal Method. Like, fucking hell, Divided by Night is an absolutely beautiful album, like start to finish. There's not one track within there that I want to skip on or that I don't want to hear. You know, it's just absolutely beautiful, and that's kind of where I want to go with this. But yeah, you know, I don't know whether I'm that musical.
In your favor, you have hit marks of albums with tracks that are just all good. I listen to it. I enjoy it. I feel the same. I feel like it's like that for me. With Boomstick Records and the people that you are running with there, they are doing great things, and it's encouraging. It's helping to bring other artists here, and that's what we want you to do. We want you,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, to join the army. Okay? Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
So,
we here at the army, we care about your tracks. We actually want to hear what you're doing. You know, I want to see the journey that you're on as a musical person. I want to see, like, Armando, like, not been making music for that long, about 3 years or so, and you can chart his progress through all the Clownfest. He's played at every Clownfest, and you can chart his progress through those 6 Clownfests that we've had, and you can just see his style getting better and better and better and better, and him getting more recognition elsewhere as well. That is what I love. You know, it gives me a hard on to see my friends doing well at life, you know, and solidifying their sound. Because like I say, it took me 10 years to find the sound that I was comfortable with, and actually then step out of the musical closet to say, hi, I'm here, you know. Long time.
Totally agree with you. I've been fortunate enough now to be able to try to do all my catch-ups and step out the closet and come up way too early. I guess not. I haven't had that many years put into it like you have straight in one stint. So I mean, I don't even consider the time back in the late '90s through early 2000s not enough time at all. And that was so long ago, and I had such a stint of a break. But that's okay, because you have done amazing things with the URL. It's you give positive encouragement over the tracks. It's not like you would see with some of those TV shows I've kind of caught on there. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody watches them, and they're like, "Hey, look at me," you know. And then and Simon sits there and just scolds you and tears you to pieces and breaks you down and throws you in the trash can, right? You know, but you don't do that, and that is something that everybody appreciates. But you are still enough to say, well, look, okay, do better. This is what we do. This is how we do it. It's like this. And we go to that and say, boom, boom. And you're like, that's how we do it. That's when we talk, we break it down, do stuff like that. And if you listen and just follow along and just listen to what everyone's doing, I mean, it's so, you just kind of start sinking and filling in. And I think that's the only way I've been able to get this sound right. Because I've been sitting here thinking about, how am I going to get that rumble right on here, you know, and I watch different things. You hear different people talking about it. And it's okay. Listen to watch somebody build a techno rumble on Ableton. Just take notes of how he built the sound out in the different ears, because you have the same tools here. And just remember, the dolls are based off of the hardware, because the hardware came first, then the dolls. And Reason was a good reason to try it out, but that was about as far as I took it. But yeah, so
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't like Reason more. You know, it was one of the first doors that I looked at. I looked at Fruity Loops first, then Cubase, and then looked at Reason. And I knew I liked Hardware more, but for some reason, Reason just did not click with me. I've no idea why. And you would think that I would want to do that because it's all laid out in the same way, pretty much. You know.
So Mr. Wiggly asks again, where is the me beep though? Any kicks? So yeah, where we get all the me beeps on the experimental side, I believe is what he's referring to. Off of, so we have the kick set up. So I guess he's wanting to know where are we going next with the other parts of in this section on this section over here. So we have a new TD3 and some other tools. How do we have in the acid lines running on that side for?
Again, just on this one on the Hybrid 32. Is just the TD3 at the moment, and she's getting her MIDI from Ableton, and I believe it's
What's that above it?
this one here.
Yes, sir.
That is a System 1. System 1 out. Let me can you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, splitting MIDI straight from there, and again, you should be able to hear that now.
Where's the effects coming from on top of that? That's not a dry acid line.
Off of the MX1.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is why I like the MX1 so much. You know, I can just add a tiny little bit of delay.
Ah. What is your preferred area that you have found that you like to set your delays at for different things across your stuff?
See, I knew you were going to get technical on me. Jim does this all the time. He starts talking about frequencies and stuff. Me, I'll just turn the knob until it sounds good.
Okay.
Like I'm the laziest producer you'll ever meet, and I have zero knowledge of actual music. Like
well, let me put this: have you noticed any common numbers that come up a lot for what you find?
No, again,
no?
literally.
Or
turn the knob.
Not to do things, not to go towards, not to do anything.
Full. Unless
okay.
it's a distortion pedal, don't turn it up full.
Okay.
Yeah.
maybe that's the question I need to be asking is what not to do, because that'll help people know what not to do, and they can explore in the right areas to
see
move
up
forward.
too much, and it's just too much.
Okay.
You just want to pull it back a little bit, just until it sounds nice. I'm all about using my ears. You know, if like because of my entry into music was drums, then guitar, and then bass. Where was I going? Oh yeah, it's all done by ear, pretty much.
Yes.
You know, there's no real technical. No, it's just like stomp on your distortion pedal, turn it up until it sounds pretty good. We'll go with that noise, kind of thing. You know. And again, because that's what I do with the Beast as well. It's just kind of lay down simple tracks, and then it's up to me on the night to make them interesting. You know, cut off resonance, a little bit of LFO on it as well, just to make it move a little bit. You know, so yeah, that's where I come from in a musical background. I've got I can read guitar tab. I can't read music. I know very little of the basics, but I know what I like to dance to. You know, and that's one of the most important things. I think a lot of producers get like caught up in like perfect frequencies and stuff. Yeah, things have got to sound good, but you've also got to have that movement on the dance floor for the crowd to actually want to dance. You know, that's the most important thing. Groove is something that Gary Baxter is finding at the moment as well. He was saying a couple of months back that he's now working on a groove rather than like trying to fill the track up kind of thing. It's like let the dance floor groove. You know, that we want to dance for about 3 or 4 minutes on the same little thing because it's groovy. You know, and
now we'll go ahead and move on to the Beast Incarnation 22.
Yep.
And the first thing that I noticed is that's the EMXs. The Roland mixers right there. Oh, I have got to get me. Actually, I'm really thinking about moving towards those, doing something like that. But then again, maybe just a 14 or a 16 channel mixer is all I need to expand to, and that's probably the only thing I need to do. Mackie is a great mixer alternative to what you are using. I've always trusted Mackie. I've never had a problem with any Mackie mixers ever. This one, This one's feels a little different than any other Mackie mixer I've had before, um, and it's the version 3. So it's Pro FX. It's a nice effects selection on there. It's not too bad. I like the changes they've done to this device here. I don't want to move that camera. I want to show you it, but I need to have this other phone here connected at the same time, and I have a plan, and I'm going to get that taken care of. So then I have some other cameras, and I'm adding to the studio as well, some older ones. I'm just slowly integrating into it. So I'm glad I got the patch bay going. I think patch bay and something you've also stated is splitting lines, and that's why you have those mini mixers. So you want to go elaborate on how important that is and the difference why? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really, like me and Tim were talking earlier, I think, or it might have been actually on the stream as well, about when I did my why a clown needs 11 chaos pads. The only reason I haven't got 11 chaos pads now is because I'm only using 2 mixers in my setup, and some of them go in over USB, so it makes it very difficult to split lines as it goes. However, I am a massive fan of splitting your lines. At the moment, the only split lines I've got, because I need extra ins over the USB, is the distortion, the 303. Let's just. So that's the original line, and that's the distorted line. I'm a massive fan, huge fan of splitting lines, simply because just one line. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it just sounds a little naive and underprocessed. Once you add the distortion to it, it sounds so much better. So yeah, the only reason I've got the 2 of these mixers is because Roland didn't release one with enough inputs on to cater for this much kit. I did have 3 in the rig, but it was just making things complicated. So I had one for the kicks, drums, hits, hats, bits and pieces, one for the 303s, and then one for the synths. But managing 3 mixers like that live on stage is just an absolute nightmare. And the only reason I actually like the MX1 as a mixer is because of its step sequencing functions. You can add filter, sidechain, slicing, flanger, bit crusher, and you can do all of those things with like a locked in. And I usually do it for the kicks and the hats and stuff. That's. So it's very much like a chaos pad, but not quite as hands-on. So that's the reason I like this mixer. It's a mixer that thinks it's an instrument, and I absolutely love it for that. The thing I hate about it, and like you were talking about Mackies, I've got a Mackie over there. My first mixer ever, a lovely Mackies. The older you go, the better the Mackie it is. But they've got complete control over it, bass, middle, and treble. Why has this mixer not got bass, middle, and treble on it? It's got patches, like you can change the gain on it. The tone on it to be either low, high, or mid, but I want access to that here. I would have like squashed some bits up or something and just put those 3 in, and it would have been an absolutely amazing mixer. Also, have double the analog inputs, but keep the USB error stuff, and people would have been fine about it. But you only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inputs on a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 input mixer, which is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes Roland hit it perfectly. Sometimes they fucking skew it so badly. And why, for the love of God, would you put a digital in? Or, like, I know 2 synths that have got digital outs on them. Why would you do this? Why would you put a digital in and out on a mixer? It's just bonkers.
Maybe because of, was it mini discs?
Yeah, they've got them as well. Yeah, but how old are mini discs now? Why I can just see the meeting at Roland. Some guy sat there and he's like, Paul, yes, mate, we should definitely put a digital input on this mixer. Why, Barry? It would be totally useless. It'd be hilarious. And I'm pretty sure that's how it went. I don't understand. I don't understand at what point Roland were like, do you know what? That's a really good idea. We'll put a digital input on our, and make that input. So now I've got to go buy an adapter to turn the digital into analog to be able to put it into the mixer. So I've got to spend another tenner. It's honestly, it's bonkers. Do Roland give these mixers out to people or their products out to people before they're like product testing? Because that would have been the first thing. Why?
I've actually thought of I looked at the mini disc players, going back into it, because I still have tapes
Yeah, I've still got
from
one. It's
back
in
in
the
the day.
loft.
I've still got mini discs that I recorded back. I'm sure they're terrible, probably, audio, but no, they're not too bad. They had some good ideas and stuff from back in the day, and I wanted to recover them, and I was thinking, man, I need to get another mini disc player, and then oh boy, yeah, all these different. They don't. Nobody uses the same inputs and outputs anymore. At least not on the Mackeys. And then I would have to really need, the Roland mixer there to include that on there. But that's just so much extra. I don't even know why I want to do that. So I think
Just
they're
give me an analog input, for God's sake. I can put a jack straight in it. I don't understand. Like, literally, I don't understand that. I do not understand
Yeah,
that.
it's not going to be feasible. It just doesn't work. And they're just sitting there collecting dust still.
Yeah, and like how much is that part compared to just a normal in? It's got to be more expensive, right? So they spent more money on a more useless input. Brilliant, Roland. Like, slow clap.
I'm not even giving that a clap anymore. I mean, my first box was a Roland. It was the MC303. I paid $500 for it outdoor, brand new. Back in the day, of course, nowadays people be like, "Wow, that's expensive. That's crazy." Well,
For what it offered back in the day, it was a lovely box. It really is. It really was.
it was fun. I learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
About just getting into drums and how to sequence them and just the whole 9 yards. Just looking at everything, but it didn't give enough controls up front.
No.
There wasn't enough expression to be applied to the whole process. So I didn't like it very much. So I like the tools the Electron has and
Yeah.
the ability that it provides. I do
Yeah.
miss the EA1 and the ER1 that I once had. Those are great tools. It's just
Yeah.
like those will go great with Clown Army. So if you can get your hands on anything that makes the same sounds like this, it doesn't have to be this particular kit or your kit. As long as you are in the same scope of what the model that you're showing is a techno rumble with your 16 step and then or not, well, some hi-hats maybe, or maybe 8 steps or 4 steps of the hi-hat, within there, and variations on that with the percussion, and then your acid lines, just acid lines, layer of acid lines, and don't do any other sounds, and do some swelling stuff to add the phrases in between transitions and some rolls. I guess that's typical for the style. What else would you say would be typical to be looking for to throw into your mix while you're preparing, as you're going through, you're writing out your sets for anybody that's coming up, looking up?
See, again, I'm not very musically minded, and I'll just play around with noises until something fits. Like, I've got a set coming up on Wednesday, and I had to prep the MS2000 for it, and literally all I did was changed, because I took the System 1 M out, put the 2000 in, and literally just changed over the MIDI channel on this one to match whatever the EMX was sending out. And then literally I'll just go through, look for patches that kind of fit. And once I've got a patch that kind of fits, I'll just kind of tweak it a little bit to make it, fit that little bit more. So yeah, for me, I just kind of shoehorn things in, there's no real, like, I'll start with a kick drum, then do some hi-hats and some bits and pieces, work up like that. Then I'll go to the 303, write a 303 line. And then once the 303 line's in, I'll look to the synths to do something complementary around it. It's like,
You're not spread all over the place either on the you pretty much know where everything's at already.
oh
on the
yeah,
situation.
yeah, yeah. But that comes with, like I say, I spent 10 years with this rig in various forms, so I kind of know what everything does. And literally, this was the first synth I ever owned. I sold it about
Really?
7 years ago. Yeah, a girlfriend of mine bought it for me new when they first came out, and spent a ridiculous amount of money on it. I then sold it a couple of years ago, about 7 years ago, I think, for 250 quid, and then picked this one up. I think it was either 80 or 100 pound. You know.
Mm. If there was one board that I wish I can get my hands on that I had a long time ago, it would be the Ensoniq Fismo. I would like to
Okay.
get my hands back on the patch one had this didgeridoo sound that I just fell in love with. It was so transient in its own with how everything moved, and it was just breaking that down. Oh, I need to get back into that. I just that board was amazing. I liked it, and I wish I never sold it. That was silly of me.
Oh, honestly, I've gone through so many synths. Like this one again, I sold to a friend about 7 years ago again, and he said that he's not using it, and he owed me 30 quid, and he was like, "Do you want to take the synth back?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do that." So literally, this, and this were the original beast, like nearly 20 odd years ago. So I've now come full circle and got rid of viruses, Oberheims, Dave Smith instruments, Waldorfs. I've gone through so much, and literally, and then circled back to the synths that I had at the beginning. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a testament to how good some of these older boxes really are.
Well,
Have
I
you had
used.
any valve issues with the electribes or
Oh yeah,
anything?
loads. I've popped about 3 sets
Is there a
on the.
particular valve you like to use with your?
Well, I've got a set of rubies in both at the moment. I had a set of Mesa Boogies in there a while back, but they were just way too clean. And the thing about valves is test a few out. Just as long as you've got the calibration cable to calibrate them once you've changed them. Just there are so many valves out there. Just have a play with some. The rubies seem okay. They had a little bit of distortion and don't go too muddy like the original electro harmonics ones do. They just add just horrible fuzz to it. It's horrible.
Okay, so we can't get valves quite like the original ones. Then I'm
No, but
guessing.
you can source original ones and old school military Soviet stuff, which is the best. I did have a pair. Somebody sourced me some from France. He was like, "Look what I found." I'm like, "Man, they're vintage." He's like, "Yeah, have them." Put them in
Wow.
and popped them within about 6 months.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
amazing story right there. That's fantastic. So, all right, and we have about 10 minutes left, 12 minutes left in the stream for today. Is there any other questions out there for our guest today?
What did notice that Tollington had a little question. He said, "Would you ever use VST synths?" Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not adverse to using VST synths whatsoever at all. Go on.
That makes me think of The Incinerator by Mr. Wiggly. Let me tell you, everybody, The Incinerator is amazing. Oh, I don't think I can do it credit at the moment. I'm still going through it and learning it, and playing with the settings on some of the stuff. And I didn't get too much time this week, but I'm going to be doing that all the time. Let me tell you, this Incinerator is perfect because it covers a lot of different tools that we're going to need, and we can apply it multiple instances throughout the entire Ableton project. So if we have a synth line in here, a drum line, a kick line here, some hi-hats, and we can apply different settings from the Incinerator and all the Incinerator and have them all going and put it on the master as well and have compression on there and do whatever and just layer them out on there. It is just amazing when he's and I don't have a single bit of lag, no issues, nothing. I can't find any complaint whatsoever about it. And I stacked a whole bunch of them and turned them up and tried to see.
You
No,
tried.
no. It's flawless. And don't change a thing on that, Mr. Wiggly. You have a brilliant product there. And if you don't have one, go get one. He has them on sale at mrwiggly.uk.co. I believe is the website that he has. So make sure you get that. I'm sorry I don't have the link to be able to post up on the screen at the moment. But that and another great source of material to get for hardware, if you have a Digitag, would be Dean Daughter's Electronic Sounds sound packs. They are just phenomenal. Let me tell you, he's going to
I
help
will agree with that.
guide you into the right direction. I've been looking at this, and I've been playing with sounds, trying to program stuff, but he's really spent a lot of time going through that stuff, and it's going to help get you further closer to what you're trying to do and move along and see how what he's done. Look at that information that's there and the packs that he's given in for that particular style, and he has nailed it. Every single one of them sounds great. The space that it takes works wonderful. He did a magical thing with it. I love it. I can't find a thing wrong with them. They all loaded up into here, even some of the full patches across there. I'm not playing with any of those right now. They were really cool, but I want to do my own and look at different things. But Dean, thank you so much for a great product. I can't speak highly enough about it or give it enough credit. I just think everybody needs to check that out as well. Hopefully we can have him on the show as how I do what I do, and have him discuss some of these wonderful creations he has for them. Sidechain compressors, oh yeah, go bananas with it. You can talk all about it, Dean. I promise you. We can do all that anytime you want. So you just give me a shout out and say, hey, if you want next Monday, not a problem. I got you. And we'll see you there on that one. All right. Is there anything else you would like to give Pierre the Acid Clown before I go into my little show for everybody what I've been working on, how I've come a little bit further full into a new me?
Literally, the only advice I give to anybody is have fun with it. You know, don't get bogged down by what should or shouldn't be done. There are no real written rules. I'm literally living proof of that. I like music. I know what I like to dance to, and yeah, just have fun with it. Really, music should be expression, and it shouldn't be tied to any particular way of doing things. If if someone's telling you shouldn't do that, then like, just as long as it sounds good, and it's not muddy and muffled, just have fun with music. Literally.
That's brilliant. Excellent advice. I'm going to take heart to that. So let's go ahead and let me get started here. Thank you for joining us, Pierre the Acid Clown. I'm going to swap screens here. You'll still be here in the stream if you want to stick around. That'd be great.
No worries.
All right. So one. Oh, silly me, right? All right. Here we go. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da.
for your producer. Your mic's gone, Tim.
How about that? There we go.
That's
Sorry
better.
about that.
I do that every week on the URL, my man.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Now it's.
Now you've
Funny.
experienced it. You know exactly what I go through every Tuesday night.
It's too real. It's too real. Let me tell you, it's very real. So I had some little tiny little blurps there. I guess I didn't do so well on some of that transition parts, but I guess I was a little nervous at first. I was like, and then I just kind of relaxed and went with it, and it just started to be able to flow a lot better. And that's just all I needed to do was just relax.
Yeah, well, they're only mistakes to you. Like Sapro at the weekend who did a live set, and he was like, "Oh, I made a few mistakes." And it's like, no one picked up on it, mate, simply because you're the only one who knows how it's supposed to sound, you know? So when you take it to a party, they just think it's part of the show, you know? You just got to style it out.
And once again, I have to give huge props to Dean over at Electronic Sounds. I told him I was going to do something with this and put it out there and make it special. And I hope I have done a great job here with that. That is also another thing that I wanted to do here with you as well, Pierre, because he deserves every bit of an applause too as well with everything and everybody you have in Clown Army and the URL. It is absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't been over there yet, get your butt over there. Let me tell you. All right. You know. It is amazing, the music. And Clown Fest 7 coming up too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Clown Fest 7 is coming up too, everybody, in December. Come on, we're going to do a studio tours of everybody's stuff. And Mark's setting that up right now, trying to get more people to come out there. But I know we're going to have plenty more coming. I know
you have no idea how much Clown Fest is stressing me out. I've got 3 days left to plan for music, and I just my energy is not there, you know. I planned 4 days and we've got 3 more left to do, and it's like, oh my god, this is just getting to me now.
Well, you know what? Thank you for telling me that you're going to have me playing there, and I will be playing there. And this is exactly what I'm going to be building to work out. So let me tell you, it's not going to be like 5. No, okay. I know I tried and I've worked at it, but it speaks for itself. It's not. I guess it's more psytrance than anything.
That's a swear word around these parts. No.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is going to show how well. I mean, you guys help push, and I've been focusing, and everybody working and talking to each other with Clown Army, the community here support. That's what it's all about. We support each other, and we talk, and it's okay. I mean, we're all friendly cunts.
Literally, there's one rule. Everybody is welcome in Clown Army, the URL, the whole collective. Everybody is welcome. Just one rule: don't be a cunt.
That's right.
That's literally it, you know. We don't care who you are, how you self-identify, the way you want to present yourself, you know. In fact, the more outrageous you are as a presenter, the more we'll welcome you, you know. Yeah, we like big egos.
That's nice. I love it. This speaks bounds for how well everything is moving so fast, so well with everything. And I love to be able to do more interviews with everybody from the Clown Army, talk to them. We may not be able to do an hour show, but that's okay though. 30 minutes is just fine. I think 30 minutes would be a good goal to shoot for on future streams with everything, unless it's a bigger artist that's been around and has a lot more material to go over and talk about. So, you know, I could be flexible. I think that would be great. At least everybody will get some airtime, and we can put them all out there.
Well, I think these interviews are important to get to know the person behind the persona, you know, which is one of the reasons I started doing the studio tours at Clownfest, because I know I want to see what you're doing, how you're doing it, you know, and what your process is and how you get there. Like, I spent a lot of time just looking at people in studios and how they did their stuff, just so that I could have some sort of reference for the way you're supposed to build tracks, you know. And that was one of the most useful things I've ever done, you know, just seeing how other people work. And I'm curious, you know, I read loads of magazines when I was younger as well about how to make music and stuff. And it's not until you actually get into the practical side of actually doing it and what little nuances you put into to make the track shine that little bit more, you know. And, you know, everybody does it differently. Everybody does it differently, which is another reason for the studio tours. You know, some people are like, oh, you're all hardware, you must take software. No, I just find software a little bit more frustrating, which is why I went for hardware. They both output the same thing. They both output music, you know. And I don't care how you produced it, whether it was on an iPad, whether it was on a Mac, a PC, you know, whatever. I don't care, just as long as the music is good and you can get the dance floor to do what he wants to do.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, Carl-Michael Bjork has a lot of videos out about how to use the electrons, and he helped teach me, I guess, with his courses that he has through Teachable, how to really understand the trick conditions. So if there's any questions about some of the gear kit, and you're not really too familiar with it, just ask. We can all point you in the right direction to help you get to
I
that
will
next stage.
I will say though, read the fucking manual before you ask daft questions.
That,
You know,
that is true. That is true. And the manuals are huge. But you know what? The manuals, I'm quite um, upset about the manuals because they're not quite like the same they were back in the day.
no,
They're totally different. They're not
yeah,
giving the same information anymore.
uh,
So
it,
we really have to search even harder and do even more digging. So
uh,
there is a learning curve now to
that's a
manuals
Roland
on this
manual,
stuff. Oh,
and it contains about 12 pages of English language to teach you how it is. This, however, is the Hydrosynth manual. That's a manual.
yeah, that still looks kind of thin, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure that is a lot deeper than that book is thick on there. Yeah, and I can't. You know what? I'm really excited about that. Yeah,
There
yeah,
are
yeah,
still
yeah.
pamphlets, don't get me wrong, but at least you know this one is full of text that I can actually read,
The
whereas
pa-
this.
those pamphlets are nice. How easy? What do they have on those pamphlets? By the way, do they have some quick reference things for you to use to with the board?
Literally, I haven't actually looked at the Hydrosynth manual yet. I'm just trying to get a feel for how it works without actually referencing the manual. I find that's one of the you know
I
the
do
easiest
that.
ways to get to know a synth is just explore the hell out of it. You know, and that's
I like to do
exactly
that
where I
too.
am with the Hydro at the moment. Just
Just turn
explore
it
the hell
on
out
and
of it.
start playing with it, and
Yeah, yeah.
just
And the great thing about the Hydra is there is menu diving, but it's so obvious. You know, you don't have to push like 2 or 3 buttons to get which you have to do with the Roland stuff.
Oh, what's most embarrassing is that when you do videos of yourself when you're just learning it, then you go, "Oh, I just could have done the grab hold trick to switch between the effects, like on the 404." And I'm sitting here, just, oh, just remain and this, boom, all of it. You know, it drives you mad when you go back and watch it. Like, I know better than that now. Why am I doing that? You know, it's pretty crazy though. I like watching the mistakes, going back to the videos and being able to go, you know what? Yeah, I see what I did there wrong and how. Yeah, no wonder I was having a headache.
Not mistakes, happy accidents. Literally is happy accidents. Take what you've learned doing it this time onto the next one, make it better, and that's literally you know, like you touched on how the Clown Army is like a friendly atmosphere. Like you can think it's shit, you can think my music is shit, no problem, but don't just say you're shit and walk away. I want you to tell me why you think it's shit, you know, so that I can possibly improve it, you know, and that's the whole ethos for Clown Army. Don't like you can think it's shit. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's not in question. But we would like you to be a little bit more descriptive with why you don't like it, just in case I can improve what I do, or you can improve, or whoever's watching can improve. You know what they do, and make it sound better. That literally is it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, folks, we have gone over the 1 hour mark here,
Woohoo!
and I'm going to go ahead and if we don't have any more questions out there for our special guest today, I'm going to go ahead and call the show. Thank you for all the wonderful comments, the love out there. It is greatly appreciated, 110%.
Yeah,
So,
this is how you grow as a community. Literally, you know, join in each other's streams. And I know that Tim is hosting the Hardware Jams challenge a little bit later this evening.
that is correct. I have a couple hours left, but I'm ready to rock and roll. I got my list already drawn out, and everybody's going to get to play. We have 41 submissions. I'm going to be live for 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
plus,
Uh
and
huh.
we are going to be going through the jams. So I'll be fading in and out between the jams and bringing them up just like I did here today. So we'll get a nice big theater screen of everybody's jam and presentation, and I think we'll have a great stream doing that. And I'll probably pop up and join Clown Army a couple times.
I will do my very best to join you at some point tonight, Tim.
Fantastic. Oh, Jonathan Cross will be joining me tonight as well on the co-host, so we can do we can bring people in and out and stuff, and have it.
Oh,
You guys
are
can
you?
be on there too as well. Yeah. So we're I'll send the link out to you. So if you want to join and come in there and chat and talk over some of their stuff, perfectly fine.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I didn't realize you were doing that. It's a great addition. Mr. Wiggly started it off
Yes,
with
he
pulling
did.
people in, and it
Yes, he
just
did.
honestly, it just works so well, doesn't it?
It does, and it has everything to do with that meeting I had with Mr. Wiggly on his stream on his channel, and
Yeah.
at him taking that time with me, talk to me for an hour, and then another hour. I owe him more props than I can possibly give him right now.
Honestly, Dominic Hawkins, wonderful guy, Mr. Wiggly, really, really is. He's nailed the geeky gear talk with like family entertainment on a Sunday. He's smashed it together and just made an absolutely beautiful show out of it. It really, really has.
Props, bravo,
Yeah, yeah.
bravo.
Props
So,
to Mr. Wiggly.
all right, so I'll see you guys in at 3:30, 9:30 your time on the live show. So, bye.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's end this.